What's up, guys? Welcome to our very first video on YouTube. My name is Kyle Norman. I'll be your personal trainer. On this channel, we're going to provide lots of information on health and wellness, on nutrition, on life, on how to reduce stress, a bunch of different topics. But I really want to hear from you guys on what you want to hear in these videos. So I'm going to put my email down below in the comments or in the description. So please feel free to email me, ask questions. We want to open this up to you guys and give you videos that you'll want to hear, right? And also, please subscribe to our channel and follow us on Facebook, Anytime Fitness Farmington. Today, I want to talk about one thing when it comes to health and fitness that I think is super important and can really make or break how you succeed along your fitness path, and that's goal setting, right? Goal setting, super important. It's one thing I always ask people when they come into the club is, what is your goal, right? What made you come in here? What do you want to achieve? And I hear a lot of different answers, some specific, some not so much, some kind of vague. But I really want to help to give you guys a map, I guess, to achieving your goal, whatever that may be. So without a map, so if you were to drive to California, you had no map, you might get there. It might take you a long time. You might get lost. You might get discouraged. You might even turn around and go home, right? So what we're going to talk about today is basically your map to achieving what you want to achieve in the gym, and this can even transcend into other areas of your life, right? Relationship, spiritual, financial, whatever the case may be, this will help. So what I'm talking about is setting SMART goals. Some of you may have heard about this before. Some maybe you've done it in your careers, in a business setting. But basically, just an acronym. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, timely. We'll go through those in a second. But I guess, like I said, it's just a map to help you get to your overall goals. One thing I address too is, before we get to the SMART goals, is motivation, right? I ask people when they come in with these goals, what is your motivation level? From 1 to a 10. I typically get 9 or 10s, but sometimes I'll get a 5, right? I can ask them, why didn't you pick a 10? Like, well, I kind of know myself, I know I like to eat. I know I like to, lay on the couch. I'm just not motivated, right? I'm going to talk about once you achieve these, how that can increase your motivation. But on the other hand, you need to be motivated to start towards a goal. If you're not, it's going to be very hard to progress and eventually reach that goal. And we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But let me get into setting SMART goals. So first one is specific. So you need to come in with your goal being super specific. A lot of times I get people saying, I want to improve my fitness, or I want to get toned. And I ask them, what is improving your fitness mean to you? What does being toned mean to you? Is it decreasing your blood pressure? Is it dropping to a certain body fat percent? Whatever the case may be, whatever your goal is, make it sure it's specific. Measurable, if we're talking about fitness, measurable can be pretty easy, right? If it's a weight loss goal, that's pretty easy to measure. If it's like your blood pressure, again, that's pretty easy to measure. But whatever your goal is, make sure it's measurable so you can know basically when you get there, or kind of chart the steps you're taking towards that goal. Next one is attainable, right? So if your goal comes in, if you come in with a goal and it's to lose 20 pounds in 3 months, that's totally attainable. If it's 100 pounds in 2 months, yeah, probably not that attainable. Maybe scale it back a little bit. You want to really set yourself up for success when goal planning or goal setting. Next one is relevant. If we break this down into a shorter term goal, whatever goal you set needs to be relevant to your end game, right? If your goal is to complete season 7 of Game of Thrones this weekend, that's probably not relevant to your goal of losing 30 pounds in a year. Next one, timely. Some people come in with goals that they want to lose 20 pounds by vacation, or they want to, be able to do 20 push-ups before they get into their boot camp. Or the case may be, make sure that you have a start date and an end date, and that goes for long-term goals and your short-term goals. All right, so next up is your action plan. So this is basically your game plan to get you to your goal, right? So if you think about New England Patriots, they're not going to go into an NFL game with no game plan, right? They might still win, but probably won't be smart. So this is your game plan. First one is I will. If your goal, again, is weight loss, I will come to the gym 3 days a week. I will do cardio on my own 2 days a week. I will track my food 7 days a week. Write down what you're going to do to put yourself in the best position to reach those goals. Number 2 is when. When are you going to start? Kind of goes back to timely, right? Are you going to start on the first of the month? Are you going to start on Monday? Are you going to start on Wednesday? Are you going to wait to start New Year's Day? Make sure you define when you're going to start. Number 3, I will do this first. So another pretty important one, maybe you need to join a gym before you can start your weight loss journey. Maybe you need to get clearance from your doctor before you can exercise because of your heart condition. Trying to define what you need to do first before you can start this action plan, before you can start your game plan. Number 4, I think this one's a pretty important one because I hear about these all the time, is barriers, right? So many people I've talked to, they'll come in, this is their 3rd, 4th gym they've joined in the past 6 years, right? I ask them, how is your goal? Did you meet your goal at your last gym? Right? And they'll come back and say, no, my work got busy and my home life just got crazy, so I just stopped going. All right? Those are just barriers. And this kind of goes back to your motivation level. If you're at a 10, you're going to do everything necessary to get through these barriers to make sure you achieve those goals. If you're at a 5, you might let the slightest thing, derail you off of your goal. It rained outside, so I can't go to the gym. Oh, I'm just going to stay at home. Make sure you define your barriers and what you're going to do when those barriers come up. If you have to work late, work till 8 p.m., what are you going to do if you missed a workout? Are you going to go home, sit on the couch? Hopefully not. Maybe you'll make a plan to just go out for a walk, get some calories burned. Or if you forgot your lunch at work and they're serving Jimmy John's, right? But you're counting your calories. What are you going to do to make sure that you're coming up under or at your calorie goal? So really make sure you define your barriers and what you're going to do to get through those barriers. Last one here is ideal outcome. What do you hope is going to happen after this action plan or after these SMART goals, right? Obviously you have your end game, which could be a certain weight loss number or a certain waist size. But if we break these down into smaller short-term goals, what's the ideal outcome of each one of those SMART-term goals or short-term goals, right? So make sure you write this down. Keep it where you can see it. Maybe it's in your wallet, maybe it's on your phone, that you see it every day. The more you see it, the more it's gonna manifest, the more you're gonna be able to achieve and basically hit your game plan. All right. Going back to motivation, some people might be at that lower end of the motivation scale, but I guarantee you, if you set these goals, however small they may be, and you start hitting them week by week, month by month, your motivation is gonna skyrocket, right? And you're gonna be a lot more apt to actually hitting your overall goal. And you may even thought that you're not going to when you first came in, or you first joined a gym, or you first came in and talked to me, right? Because your motivation is so low. But if you set those goals, you make them specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, timely, you have a killer action plan, right? You're going to set yourself up for success. Guarantee it. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. Like I said, if you have questions, email me, follow us on Facebook. This video will be up probably later on this week, so make sure you subscribe so you can follow us as we put up more videos.